Hey guys, so I do have the LG G5 and I've been using it over the last couple of days to see what I think about the device. Overall, it's got some nice stuff, the wide angle lens and very, good performance generally. But what are the main issues which I have encountered? Like, why does it suck? They're the main things that a lot of people want to know, before they buy a phone. So I'm going to tell you what I think are some of the bad things about the LG G5 here that you may want to bear in mind before you make an investment. These things aren't cheap. So the first thing that I would say is the form factor here. This is a 5.3-inch device, and to me it doesn't feel like it's big enough or small enough to fit into a particular niche of a device. I think they should either stick with like a 5-inch kind of device or a 5.5-inch device, and basically that would have appealed to more people. Now at the moment it's a bit too big to use with one hand, but at the same time the screen feels tiny compared to other phones that I do have, so that is probably not the best form factor. The other thing I have noticed is the display, which doesn't have a flagship level display if you ask me. If you look at the viewing angles here, when I'm in like a bit of sunlight, you can really see how washed out it does get. You do have to keep bumping up the brightness to the max, which I don't have to do with Samsung panels. So that is another thing which I'm not very impressed. It's like they've gone back to the LG G3, which basically had not a very good brightness output. G4 did have a good brightness output, as well as the V10, which I think I do have here. So you can see this is the V10, and both of them I think are on about the same kind of brightness here. But the V10's display, you can see it holds the colours a little bit better here, so that is something definitely which is very annoying, particularly for someone like me with poor eyesight. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual, what it's bringing to the table. I noticed the HTC 10 is got like a 3000 mAh battery, whereas this only has 2800 mAh battery. The Samsung Galaxy S7 has a 3000 mAh battery. Most phones of the flagship category have 3000 mAh, whereas LG is sticking with keeping it very small, and because you have to use the brightness on the top, it means that you're not going to get, I'd say, 4 hours screen on time, which is pretty bad for a phone in 2016. And you do have a lot of options on the market right now which are coming in sometimes even cheaper, like for example Xiaomi Mi 5, Huawei Mate 8, as well as the P9 obviously, which is just launched. You do have iPhone as well. We do have Nexus 6P. We do have the standard S7 here, which has I think 3000 mAh battery. We do have as well the S7 Edge, which has 3000 something or other battery. Amazing battery on the S7 Edge. I think the V10 has a massive battery, but I think the V10s could have been bigger as well. But generally the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of choice here for the consumer, and I don't think that LG is giving you as much as you could get when it comes to both the battery technology as well as the actual display technology. For some reason they focused all their attention on the modularity, which, to be honest, I keep forgetting that this is a feature of the phone, because basically the accessories are very expensive, not very available as well, so to me that's a bit of a fail there in terms of the implementation. Nice idea, and I do respect that they're doing something different, but they need to work on the execution. If you notice, when Apple comes out with something new, they make it so that it actually works from the offset, like the fingerprint scanner when they came out with that, and also the Force Touch or 3D Touch. So gimmicks, if it's not useful from the offset, people will just write it off as a gimmick, and that's not very good. We do also have slightly better camera here with the S7 on the low light shots. Very debatable, you know, but I think most comparisons I have watched on YouTube, you know, seem to prefer the camera on the S7 because of the 1.7 aperture, which you know, gets in more light in terms of the lens. The wide angle is a pretty cool feature. You know, it does make for a nice, you know, more encompassing photo, but LG used to be the leader when it came to the aperture. You know, the LG G4 came with 1.8, and that was amazing back in 2015. So a bit disappointed that the low light's not quite up there with the competition. I think the HTC 10 as well is coming with 1.8 aperture this year. So, and you know, on the subject of the HTC 10. The HTC 10 is coming with a legitimate full metal jacket body. Now, there's been a lot of controversy, you know, in regards to the G5. We do have like a plastic outer layer here with the metallic layer underneath. I think LG, you know, should have been much more careful in regards to, you know, marketing this as a full metallic design, because it doesn't stack up with truly metallic phones, you know, like the Mate 8 as well as Huawei's high-end phones. This is pure, you know, metallic bliss. The Nexus, you know, has amazing metallic design as well. We do have the HTC 10 full metal jacket, nice chamfering as well. So to me, it just feels like the G5 is coming with plastic again, which, you know, was what it used to do back in the day, which is not good. So I think also, you know, the speakers could be improved here. They do sound a bit low. You know, why aren't they putting them on the front like most manufacturers? You know, once you go to Nexus 6 speakers, you don't go back really to ones on the side. So these are just, you know, some of the things here. I haven't really mentioned some of the other things which irk me about the device, such as the, you know, the lack of an app drawer. We don't have an app drawer here. You can see you have to manually tidy things away. The UI reminds me of EMUI too much, and you know, I think that's a bad step really. I know Android is going in that direction. They're probably trying to jump the gun, but you know, I would have liked it if they just come with the LG V10 kind of interface. And if I wanted to disable the app drawer, then I could, you know, give me an option. I don't want it as I'm opening up the device. It causes me hassle. So those are the main things. You know, what do you think? Do you like the LG G5? Might get some flack for the video, but I need to let you know that personally I think the 10, the HTC 10 and the Galaxy S7 are probably the better buys this year. Maybe LG will make up for this in you know, later on in the year with a V11. We'll have to see. So yeah, what do you think? Leave a comment. I will, you know, leave the comments open, and hope you found the video helpful. Cheers.